How did you start playing yo-yo?
I started when I was 1 year old. So
Really?
yeah, you didn't know that?
I thought it was maybe like 2 or 3.
No.
Oh no, by the time you were 3, you were on like Jay Leno or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was 4 years
Yeah, I remember
old.
you like you couldn't even get on the chair. I don't know how. I recently found the video of you struggling to get on the chair. High pitched voice.
I kind of jumped up. I was like,
You're almost as big as Mr. Snyder. Let me hold that for you.
So that was by the time you were 3, and you could
Yeah.
do all the basic.
well, 4
tricks.
years old on Jay Leno, but yeah.
Wow.
Basically, yeah.
You started at 1 because your father is Alan Nagao, I believe, right? And he started THP. Is that it?
So my dad started the yo-yo boom in 1996 when probably you were around at that time, right?
I started about 97 as well.
Okay.
But we were back in Singapore. But so you're saying that the 96 and 97 boom that pretty much all made all the top players right now start playing?
Pretty much, like any player that exists today was heavily influenced most likely by THP, which is my dad's team that he created to promote yo-yo back then.
So your dad made it all possible.
My dad, well, it was my dad and my mom. My mom sometimes doesn't get enough credit because she was the one behind like pulling all the strings.
Right.
And my dad also did all the promoting.
Sure.
So let's not get that wrong. But
And you kind of disappeared for a while, and then came back. Tell us about that.
yeah, so when I turned 6, I went to kindergarten.
And you went to school,
Went to school. I had friends. Like
and studies took over, or video games. Choose one.
probably more video games. I'll be honest.
What were you playing?
In kindergarten, I was playing chess. I don't know, checkers. You know, just like
Right,
the kindergarten.
right. Just
I thought I wasn't actually playing chess, but just like messing around with the pieces. or
Running
whatever.
through the games.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And what made you come back? When did you come back?
So I came back in 2009. I must have been 15. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Okay.
But it was.
How old are you now?
I'm 22.
22. Okay. So
Yeah.
about 7 years.
Yeah.
Even what brought you back?
So what brought me back, and this is like such a vivid memory, I was at Redondo Beach Pier just to visit some friends because my parents owned a kite shop, and this
Right.
guy at Redondo Beach owned a kite shop in California.
All right.
So we visited them, and I saw this yo-yo that had hub stacks on it. It was a Yo-Yo Factory.
Yo Factory,
California.
probably, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a California, and I just looked at this thing and I was like, man, that thing looks wicked. Like compared to what we had Raiders and
Yeah. Okay.
and so I was just looking and I was like, can I like try that? So I threw it down and I didn't know how to bind and I was just like, what is
What
this?
is this, right? What is this new magical?
This is garbage. Like,
Oh yeah, right. You couldn't get it back up, right? Okay.
but the owner of the shop taught me how to bind and I was
Could you
like,
do it within the
oh
day?
yeah, I could do it within the
Of course.
first few tries.
Everything
Well,
What are we talking about?
come on, man. What kind of question was that? Yeah,
So you learned to bind it.
Yeah, I learned to bind it, and I was throwing it. Once I learned to bind it, he taught me really fast, and I was like, "Wow, dude, this thing spins forever."
Yeah.
And I was just like, and something reignited in me. I just like it brought me back, and to like when I was 5 years old, whatever. And I was like, man, this is so fun.
What made you start the roll? How did you even come up with it?
The role? I was actually meditating. No
Okay.
joke, I was meditating one day,
Okay.
and I'm just like, what would be a trick that would just like destroy the audience, like get them so hyped? And I don't know why, and it just came to me. Like I swear to God, I just started
What?
imagining like, well, what if I went like this? Like, cause it's
Upside
like,
down and
yeah, it's like you do like a leg wrap where you go around and it comes out the other way, right? So
Yeah.
I thought, like, what if you did one vertically, maybe around your arm,
right.
or like, what about your whole body? And I was like, oh, and I like just tripped out. And that night, I stayed up like all night till like 7 a.m. just trying to do
Just
this
trying
thing.
that. Just trying that.
Yeah.
Wow. When I saw that, what I felt was that, were you hoping that trick would help you win, or just like you wanted the crowd?
I didn't care. I just wanted the crowd. I just wanted the crowd to be excited, like, cause I don't know. I just feel like recently, or like when I was competing at that time, there wasn't as much of like excitement in my opinion.
Right.
It was more like, oh, let's do tech, let's do like as many points as possible.
Hit our tricks, not make mistakes,
Right.
and win.
Right. So I was like, nah, screw that. Let's like get the crowd hyped. That's what yo-yoing's about. That's what
Right,
we
right.
were talking about this off camera, but that's what competitive yo-yoing's about. It's about getting like the audience excited and getting people who haven't seen yo-yoing before excited about
And
yo-yoing.
interested in what we do.
Right, exactly. And I was like, no way, like I don't believe it. But it happened to be true.
That's like a bucket list thing. How do you go from that, to 45,000 million views on YouTube?
Yeah, well, it's so important as the champion, in my opinion,
Right.
to do marketing for yourself and for yo-yo.